Hey everybody, today we will be reading Genesis 14, and unless you don't want to read it, in which case I'll just be reading it. New International Version, here we go. Abram rescues Lot. Oh. At the time when Amraphel was king of Shinar, Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, Kedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of Goyim. These kings went to war against Bera, king of Sodom, Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, Shemember, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela. That is Zor, in parentheses. Yeah, Zor. Okay, I'm glad they clarified that, because I didn't know what they meant. But now I do. All these latter kings joined forces in the valley of Siddim, that is the Dead Sea Valley. Okay, that actually is a clarification. For 12 years they had been subject to Kedra, but in the 13th year they rebelled. Isn't this just a high quality reading? Okay then. In the 14th year, of them, I guess, being subject to Kedra. In the 14th year, Kedra and the kings allied with him went out and defeated the Rephites in Ashtaroth. Bible, you're not making this easy. In Ashtaroth Karnaim, the Zuzites in Ham, the Emites in Shavak Kiriathaim, and the Horites in the hill country of Seir, S-E-I-R, I don't know, as far as El Paran near the desert. Then they turned back and went to Mishpat, that is Kadesh. Come on, Kadesh. And they conquered the whole territory of the Amalekites, as well as the Amorites who were living in Hazezon Tamar. I have no idea why Christians don't read the Bible. I mean, this stuff is just awesome. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zor, marched out and drew up their battle lines in the valley of Siddim against the... Okay, this is weird. This is awkward. The verse ends at Valley of Siddim, and then a new one starts with against Kedorlaomer, king of Elam. The verse stops mid-sentence. Well, that's the Bible. Maybe it makes sense in the original Greek. Or, yeah. Tidal, king of Goyim, Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Elasar. 4 kings against 5. And, of course, they're soldiers and stuff, but who cares about them? It's the kings doing the fighting. Now, the valley of Siddim was full of tar pits, and when the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, some of the men fell into them, and the rest fled to the hills. The 4 kings seized all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their food. Then they went away. Okay, so earlier they talked about how in Sodom there were horrible things going on. Maybe now that it's conquered, everything's alright, and it won't get destroyed by anything. They also carried off Abram's nephew Lot and his possessions, since he was living in Sodom. Well, that's not good. A man who had escaped came and reported this to Abram the Hebrew. Okay. Now Abram was living near the great trees of Mamre the Amorite, a brother of Eshcol and Aner. I don't know who they are. Why are you telling me he's their brother? All of whom were allied with Abram. When Abram heard that his relative had been taken captive, he called out the 318 trained men born in his household and went in pursuit as far as Dan. And when they reached them, they said, "Hey, Dan." And Dan said, "Hey, what's up?" No, I guess Dan's a place. During the night, Abram divided his men to attack them, and he routed them, pursuing them as far as Hobah, north of Damascus. Oh, there's another real place, for a change. He recovered all the goods and brought back his relative Lot and his possessions, together with the women and the other people. Oh, they actually didn't lump the women in with his possessions, which is interesting, because usually the Bible, you know. After Abram returned from defeating and the kings allied with him, so Abram by himself defeated all those kings? Okay. I mean Abram and his men, which tells me that the other kings weren't really such great kings. But anyway, the king of Sodom came out to meet him in the valley of Shaveh. That is the King's Valley. Of course, the King's Valley. I know what that is. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God Most High, and he blessed Abram, saying, "Blessed be Adam by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, and praise be to God Most High, who delivered your enemies into your hand." Okay, well, who gets the credit then? Did Abram did it, or did God Most High do it? Anyway. Then Abram gave him 1/10 of everything. The king of Sodom said to everything, "What, just 1/10? What kind of a reward is this? No, give me the people and keep the goods for yourself." Yeah, you can't give someone a person. Well, I guess you could back then. But Abram said to the king of Sodom, "With raised hand I have sworn an oath to the Lord God Most High, creator of heaven and earth," yada yada yada, whatever, "that I will accept nothing belonging to you, not even a thread or the strap of a sandal, so that you will never be able to say, 'I made Abram rich.'" So what if he says that? Who cares? Well, Abram cares, I guess. "I will accept nothing but what my men have eaten, and the share that belongs to the men who went with me to Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them have their share." What a wonderful guy. And that's it for Genesis 14. Another relatively short one. Maybe I just didn't have as many comments. I was thinking it might be funny, just as a bonus. I mean, this is over. You can stop watching now. But just as a bonus, I want to read the Lolcats Bible version of this. Every now and then I just want to do something off the wall. So let's go to Genesis 14 and oh wow, this one's much shorter. I like this one a lot more. Alright, it says, "Lots of kings like Amraphel, Arioch, Kedador, and Tidal, who is wet." Other bunch of kings like Bera and Bersha and Shinab and Admah and Shemeber and Bela's king, no like other kings, and Mortal Kombat! All bunch of kings met in salty seas. For 12 years Tay suffered to Kedalomer, but 13th year they Mortal Kombat! 14th year Kedalomer and the kings beated up the Raphaites in a bunch of sandboxes, and the Horites in bumpy country Seir near real dry sandbox El Paran. They turned back and went to En Mishpat, and they has whole base now of Amalekites and Amorites in Hazazon Tamar. Then Sodom king and Gomorrah king and Admah king and Zeloim king and Bela king left number 4, battlefield 2142 in Crevasse Siddim, who no like Kedorlaomer and Tidal, he is still wet, and Amraphel and Arloch, 4 kings against 5, cheating, sad face. In Crevasse Siddim, with lots sticky pits, When Sodom king and Gomorrah king went by, they got stuck in sticky and messed up their furs. 4 Kings says, I can has your catnips and your cheeseburgers. Okay, thanks, bye. Cathix bye. They grabbed Lot and his catnips and cheeseburgers because he is Sodom Holmes. Sneaky cat escaped and told Abram, who lives in big trees with lots of cheeseburgers. Abram says, leave Lot alones. In dark Abram split Kitte Arme and performed blitzkrieg bop, chased to far away earth of Hobah. Abram got back his cheeseburgers and his catnip, and Lot with his catnip and cheeseburgers, lots and lots, and sexy lady kitties and baby kitties. When Abram got back, he shared cheeseburgers with Sodom king. Melchizedek brunged out snacks and milk. He is BFF with Ceiling Cat. And he told Abram, you can has blessing, saying, blessed can be Abram by Ceiling Cat, creator of cheeseburgers and cookies and stuff. And blessed be Ceiling Cat so high up, who brings Goombas and foot soldiers. Then Abram gave him 10th everything, or everything. Te king of Sodom says to Abram, I can has te kittes, you keep te catnip and cheeseburgers and stuff. Abram said, no, like, raise paw to Ceiling Cat so high up, creator of cheeseburgers and catnip and earth and stuffs, I have sweared, no like your stuff, not yarn, not string, not thong or shoes, no way you can say I made Abram rich. I know take everything but te cheeseburgers, my kittas already eated. Like, you can't really give those back. So, how fun was that? It is now over, so go away.